Hi, this is Marco from Cuscen, and welcome to my demo on the account receivable modules. Today I'll walk you through the essential components of our accounting part of the software, which is designed to streamline and manage the sales of invoice for your business. To begin, we'll be going into account receivables, then sales invoice. First, let's locate the sales invoice tab. On the left-hand side of the screen under account receivable sections, you'll find sales invoice. This is our main area of focus where you can handle everything related to invoices and your company issues to clients. As we enter the sales invoice screen, you'll notice a clean, user-friendly interface. At the top, we have the toolbar with several options like add, view, edit, delete, import, export, and print. These buttons are your toolkit for managing invoices from creation to the finalization. The main table here displays all your sales invoices with columns that show you at a glance the invoice number, status, branch, project, posting period, invoice date, customer code, and customer name. It's a comprehensive snapshot of your sale invoice data. Now, if we click Add at the top, here at the top we'll have the invoice type dropdown. This is where you select the type of sales invoice you are creating. It's set to sales invoice by default, but depending on your operation, you might have different types of invoices. Next, the invoice date field, which is pre-filled with today's date, but you can change it if you are backdating the invoice. The date is important as it typically represents the point of sale or service delivery. Moving to invoice number, it reads new record. Once you save invoice, a unique invoice number will be generated. This number is crucial for tracking and reference purposes. The document reference field is where you can enter reference number. This could be a purchase order number or any other external reference you have for this transaction. The period field, currently set to 0224, indicates the accounting period to which the invoice will be attributed to. Make sure it aligns with your accounting practices. Branch is pre-selected, and depending on how your company operates in multiple locations, it will select the appropriate branch for this invoice. Customer, you click on the drop-down, you select customer being invoiced. This field may be auto-filled based on your system's customer management database. Currency, the currency drop-down is essentials, especially if you work with multiple currencies, and it ensures you select the right currency. Payment term. Under payment term, you'll specify the payment conditions agreed upon with the customers, such as net 30 days upon receipt, so forth. The due date field will be automatically calculated based on the payment term, or it could be manually set to indicate when the payment is expected for the invoice, project, and route. If this invoice is related to a specific project, or if there's a delivery route associated with it, you'll enter the information in the project and route fields. Description box is where you can add any additional details or notes about the sale that may be relevant for the customer or for your records. Now, if we move on to the bottom, you have the attachment button. You can add any relevant documents by clicking the attachment button. This can include contract, work orders, and other supporting documents. Material description, units, and warehouse columns. For each item sold, you'll find these material description, unit, and warehouse labels from which the item is being dispatched from. Item category and quality. The item category is useful for sorting and reporting. The quantity is kind of self-explanatory, but it's good for inventory and billing. We also have parallel quantity and parallel unit. If you deal with items in multiple units of measurement, parallel quantity and parallel unit allow you to specify the alternate quantity and unit. Unit price is where you can enter the price per unit item. This would be used along with the quantity to calculate the total amount for each item. Once you fill out the necessary fields, you'll be able to save the invoice and use financial tools such as amount, discount, withholding tax, VAT, tax amount, amount paid, and cash discount will be calculated based on the data you've entered. And that basically covers all the fields you need to know when doing the new sales invoice. Now moving over, we'll be going to recurring invoice. Here in recurring invoice section of the system is where you manage invoices that are issued on a regular basis. This might include monthly service fees, subscriptions, or any other charges that occur on a set schedule. So at the period field at the top, you have the period drop down. You can select the time period. You also have the branch drop down. If your business operates across multiple locations, this is very useful. Run and test toggle is a useful feature. Before you commit to creating an invoice, you can run and test and ensure everything's set up correctly. This helps prevent errors and ensures accuracy in your billing. The search bar below, there's a search bar that allows you to quickly find specific recurring invoices by entering relevant keywords or numbers. Recurring invoice list. Each row represents a different recurring invoice. We also have recurring number. This is your internal reference number. Customer code. Here's where you'll see the unique code assigned to the customer name, the name of the customer listed, contract reference. If the recurring invoice is linked to a specific contract, the reference number will be displaced in this column. Material code, this refers to a code assigned to a product or service being invoiced. Material description, you'll find a description of the item being billed here. Quantity, this is the quantity of the product or service being charged in the invoice. Unit, this is a column shows the unit measure for the quantity. Run and post toggle. Lastly, the run and post toggle, when activated, will finalize the invoice, post them to your account, signaling that these transactions are ready to be processed for the period. Next, we'll be moving over to AR open item. This is where we manage and track account receivables that are outstanding or pending in payment. So you have your posting date field at the top. You'll notice it's currently set to 28/02/24. This is where you can select the date to view the open items. The system will display all items posted before this date. Again, we have the branch drop down. You have your customer code field. This is where you can specify a customer by simply enter their unique code. You have your project drop down. You also have your status drop down where you can select open to view all unpaid or unresolved transaction. This is crucial for cash flow management, and it helps identifying which invoices need attention. The search bar below these fields is a search bar. Use this to quickly find specific open items by entering keywords or invoice numbers. And then we also have the open item list. In the main area, we have a list of open items. You also have your invoice reference. This column displays reference numbers for invoices. Branch, here the branch will is linked as shown. You also have your project, indicates which project's associated. You have your status, you have your customer codes, customer name, code currency. This column is which the invoice was issued, which is essential for businesses dealing with multiple currencies. You also have your indicator. It basically provides additional information or status indicating about your invoice. And that's about everything for this tab. Next, we'll be moving over to the AR settlement. So this feature streamlines the process of managing payments and ensuring that all financial entries are accurately reflected in your records. So you have your date filter at the top, then you have the go button. So after setting your desired dates, clicking the go button will refresh the list to display and the entries within the range. You have your search bar below that enables you to quickly locate specific settlement entries by inputting relevant tags such as batch numbers, customer names, or other identifiable dates. In the main view, there's a list of detailing the settlement entries. You can also view your batch number, and this column displays the unique identifiers for each settlement batch. Status basically shows you the status, like entries that were posted, confirming that the transaction has been finalized and recorded. Again, we have the branch. We also have the posting period, posting date, customer code, customer names that I mentioned all previously. We also have original doc reference, and this column basically allows document numbers associated with the transaction, that amount, which basically shows the amount debted in the settlement process. And using this tab, you can officially manage and relocate account receivables, ensuring all payments are accounted for and the financial statements are accurate. This also helps maintain a clear and current picture of your business cash flow and receivables. That's everything from me today. Thank you for listening to my in-depth demonstration.